Hey, good evening, everybody. Welcome to Melvin's Restaurant. We appreciate the hand that we had right over there. It's week 2 of Tiger Talk with Neville head football coach Mike Collins. I'm your host, Stewart Shelby, and we're glad that everybody's come out to watch it live here at Melvin's Restaurant, which we're at every Wednesday night at 6:30. You also can, if you're watching here on the Neville Tiger Network, you get in the car or wherever, we are on Sunny 98.3, our partners there with Warrior, the new Warrior Media Group. So we appreciate Justin back in the booth. Quickly, our first quarter is brought to you by our good friends at H. Michael Sports there on Forsyth Avenue. H. Michael Sports, gear up and get into the game at H. Michael Sports, your home for all team sports apparel and team pride. All right, Coach. It's like you know what we're going to say. An entertaining one, to say the least, last Thursday night at Bill Ruppel Stadium as the Evangel Eagles bring their road show into town, and an entertaining one it was. Coach, just maybe some general thoughts about the opening deal and well, the Tigers did prevail 33-32, which was the good thing, but always exciting, it seems, when the Eagles come to Monroe.
No doubt. You know, I mean, we had that same kind of game 2 years ago at our place where we stopped them on the goal line on a 2-point play.
Yeah.
So, you know, this year, we blocked the kick and, we're able to win the ball game. We had a lot of opportunities early and throughout the game to really kind of give us some cushion and, didn't take advantage of it. Really proud of our football team for the way they fought throughout the entire ball game.
Mm-hmm.
We get down 14-0 right off the bat. And, our guys just stayed with it. We're very resilient and just kept plugging and kept playing. And I think that's the big thing about our football team. We'll continue to do that. We'll be fine in the end of the day. Getting down 14-0, we made some adjustments defensively that helped us. They were able to run the ball, ran the quarterback a lot, probably because of how we were playing, and we just didn't fit the run up like we needed to fit it up, and so they continued to run the football on us. And once we got that squared away and corrected over there on the sideline and guys got to doing what we needed them to do, we were able to slow them down. We only gave up 7 points from that point on defense.
Exactly.
They did block a kick, and, that's very, very, very frustrating for us because of the amount of time we spend on special teams, that we've spent on, extra point field goal, punt return, kickoff return. Anytime you have one of those, it's frustrating to, us as a football team because they know, the players know how much time we put into it and how hard we've worked on that part of the game. They always say it's 1/3 of the game. Well, you can look at our practice plan, and I don't know that anybody, practices it as much as we do. So, but I think we've got a few things ironed out. Again, they say you make the most improvement from game 1 to game 2, and here we go. We're ready for game 2, and again, all week long, we've put emphasis on certain things, and I think what we tried to do is be very technical in what we did, just because I think some of the things that happened to us in the ball game were very, very technical. Hey, what technique are you playing? What are we coaching you to do here? What are we coaching you to do there? And, that's kind of the way we broke it down offensively, defensively, in the kicking game.
Yeah.
And so for our players to be able to understand, hey, this is why we do it. Here you are doing it correctly, and then here you are, we're not doing what your coach should do. And so, again, they took some ownership in it.
Yeah.
We've had a good week of practice. Got warmer as the week went on, I'll say that. And
it was nice last Thursday night.
Yeah, it was nice until we play, until we get ready to practice.
Yeah.
I think, some of the things that obviously we got some new kids and some new spots, and everybody asked me about our snaps. Well, that's pretty obvious. Ray Charles can see that. So what we talked about to them was why is your snap low? Why is your snap high? Why are we getting that? And there's a reason why we are. You either butt's too low or your butt's too high.
Yeah.
And
technique
again.
Yeah.
And so we get down and we're playing our 4th team center in the game, and that's what I told our team. I said, the thing you try to do with your football team is as you practice every day, you're trying to be the starter, or you're trying to, you never know when your number's going to be called. And sure enough, we're down to Davis Doobie. And Davis was our fourth-team center. He practices on the scout team. We do practice all our players, and we practice offensively and defensively against each other, not just scout team. So he gets his reps then, live reps on the plays that we're playing. So, he had 15, 16 plays in the ball game, 15, 16 perfect snaps, 15, 16 pluses on his blocking assignment.
Yeah.
So, again, there's Davis. He just kept sawing logs, man. He just kept going to work every day. And, that's what you try to get your players to do. And I think he did a tremendous job of that. So, once we got dialed in there, we made some really nice catches, too, over the, in big plays,
Some new faces emerged, especially in that receiving core. That was one of the question marks coming in is which one of your receivers, we knew about Parker, but which one of your receivers is going to fill that voids left by Dumas? We knew about Zaylen, who was coming in there, but who are those 2 and 3 guys going to be? And I think you answered a lot. They answered a lot of questions.
Sledge made some great plays, and he misses the ball early, but he made some great catches, and so did
Desi Bird. Had some great, especially
really
some
catching runs.
Yeah, catching runs.
And so that was really good.
And we're going to get to some of those. We'll have highlights here later on in this segment, but keep going, Coach.
And then Z is such a big target that
He tracks a lot of
he
attention.
got 3 interference calls on. They had 3 interference calls trying to cover him. So, again, that's 15 yards. It's like a catch, and so it's big, and we just got to keep sawing logs, and we will, and you got to give it to Parker for coming in and finishing the game, and showing the guts that he had, and his toughness and his grit, and the team just backing him up, and him coming in there and finishing out the ball game. It didn't look good for a minute there, and then of course the adrenaline's pumping, and he's able to finish the ball game for us. So. Which is a big plus,
And Parker had a rough day kind of top to bottom, and you talked about just that team resiliency, where getting guys ready for the next up, the next man up mentality. It showed throughout there, especially on that offensive front. Really, after that first 2 drives, the defense really bowed its neck, and a lot of hype is still around Peyton Pop Houston.
Well, he's a really good player.
He's a really good player, but you limited him to just over a couple hundred all-purpose yards, and as well as limited to right around 200 yards throwing after having a couple of big plays broke. But I really thought overall the defense did as good a job as I've seen anybody do on Pop in the last few games.
That's right, and we give up the long pass, and they ran a little double move on the corner, and he's a young corner, hadn't played a lot of football at corner position, and just had his eyes in the wrong spot. Again, there's a technical thing that you got to coach, and you can't take your eyes off the guy once you're locked up man to man on him, and he did. You did a little stutter on him, and eyes went straight back to the quarterback, and there you go. Well, when they do, you're going somebody's fight song's going to be playing, and it's ours.
And not going to be yours.
No.
Yeah, well, hey, the Tigers did pull this one out 33-32. If you were there, you saw it, and if you could have watched it, but it was an exciting one there on Bill Ruppel Stadium. So let's get into some of the highlights that we have for you. First up, Tigers down 14-0, but a huge third down catch. We talked about Desi Bird here in our open, and here's another example of this to get the extra yards needed for a first down.
Yeah, well, it's a great job by Parker of eluding the rush right there and being able to get the ball to Desi. And, big first down, and again, yards after the catch, and, there he is. It looks like, you might get sacked, and, he gets the ball down the field. And
exactly.
Desi makes a great play, and
moving well within the pocket, creating some time for himself. It was ready for that. Ahmad Sledge, one of the other receivers that we discussed here, he had maybe a drop early, but then this one, perfect pass from Parker, and then a nice call in inside the 20.
That throw and catch looks pretty easy to everybody, but it's really a difficult throw. It's a difficult catch, and anytime you're catching the ball over your shoulder and the ball, Parker put it on the money, and, for Sledge to be able to catch that ball.
He dropped it in there, and for him to do that, looking over your shoulder, it was hard enough with the glove on for me, and he just dropped in with a defensive back on top of him. Okay, that leads us into the second quarter, and then J-Rob punches it in from a couple yards out, and this gets you on the board.
It does, and, I think Jamarian Roberson was the offensive player of the game for us, and did a really good job, and we had a good 1-2 punch, I think. J-Rob's not the biggest back, obviously.
And then Blackston.
We'd run him a bunch, and we throw the ball to him a bunch out of the backfield, so he gets a lot of carries. He adds up a lot of yardage, running. And so, we shifted gears and put our little sophomore in there. And Jarvis did a really good job, and, it was a change of pace. Well, you stick J-Rob back in there, boom, what do you think? Boom, boom, he hits it and he scores, So it's a change of pace. It gave him a chance to catch his breath. And, I think that's something that we've got to look at with a lot of football players on our team and make sure that we don't wear them down before we make a substitution, and get those guys in the game.
Blackston was a pleasant surprise to a lot of Tiger fans right there. Young back, sophomore, getting his touches in there and did a great job. Let's switch over to that defense right here as it's 14-7 Neville, and then here's a great play here by Juju, kind of just staying.
Right. Well, it is, and, he's on the edge rushing. Juju is, and Malik comes free. And, Malik flushes him out of there. He actually misses the sack, and Juju's there because the tackle sets on him to try to protect the quarterback. And so, again, really good design of what we were trying to do to combat what Pop does. And, there were certain ways we wanted to rush him, certain ways that we wanted to blitz him. And we wanted to make him flush him always to his left and make him try to throw going left. And we always didn't want him to be able to step up in the pocket because he was really accurate stepping up in the pocket in the games that we had scouted him on. And really accurate throwing the ball down the field. Well,
he definitely did a good job on that, kept him off balance for most of the night. All right, Mason Hartman, maybe the catch of at least the game here for you, as a little bobble in there, get you inside the 5 after the punt from Evangel.
Well, it was fourth down. It was a big play. And, again, Parker does a good job of eluding the rush and gets the ball out to Mason. We sent the back out there, and, again, the back is going to draw lots of attention just because of who he is and what he can do with the ball. And so, sure enough, he does right there. And then, it leaves Mason in a situation where, we got to get him the ball. And he made a great catch. And it's a big time catch.
Yeah, big-time catch and a big-time moment for you right there. And then I think Roberson punches it in to get you tied up. It's 14 all going in here.
Right.
And then, let's see. This is a big pressure. Jaden Reed. This is a back kind of a twofer here right here. Reed with the pressure, and then here's the fourth down play where the Tiger defensive line stands in there and makes a play after Evangel was driving.
Right. Well, number one, Jay Reed making the play. What we did was the other thing that we wanted to do too is once we flushed him a certain place, we had Jay Reed as a spy, and we knew we couldn't really do it with our backers. Because we needed somebody with more speed than what they have.
Yeah.
So that's why we put the DB in there like a backer, and we spied the quarterback with him. And so once we got him flush, we were able to go get him with Jay Reed. So, again, the design of what we were doing, really, really nice design on the defense there.
Yeah, you see it here.
And here he is, and he's tracking him down. So he's sitting there, and that's all he's doing, and our guys did a good job in coverage. Then right here, we just showed our toughness right here all the way around.
That's big. 30 is a large
big
young man.
Yeah, big man. He was one of our defensive linemen, and, our guys did a good job of standing him up and knocking him back, and, which was big. That was a big fourth down stop right there.
All right, after that, here's Desi Bird again with this was third and 31.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the key to this one was the yards after catch and then breaking out of there and being able to pick up the first down right here. And, I mean, again, you can't say enough about Desi. Just a little sophomore.
Yeah.
Really doing a good job for us and, turning into a pretty good football player for it's all said and done.
Later on the drive, J-Rob, Jamarian Roberson gets loose again and gets you inside, I believe, the 10 right here as he gets to the corner. Yeah.
we had just put him back in the game right here at this
Mm-hmm.
point in time, and Jarvis had been in the game and made some really, really good runs for us. And we put J. Rob back in the game right here, and after he'd gotten a little breather, and there he goes. He got quickness, he's got ability, and it's hard to hem up. You can't hem him up in a phone booth hardly. Pull his flag,
You definitely can. But he gets out there.
He can get out there. When he gets out there, he can roll.
All right. Next up, let's see. Here's Sledge with another nice catch.
Parker throws a great ball right here, too, again, and there the guys draped all over him. I think they were pass interference anyway. But it's really a nice throw and catch right there to the end of the third quarter.
It's kind of like if you're beat, you might as well tackle him.
Yeah, that's what he had to do.
Score,
right
and that's what he had to do.
Yeah.
Okay, we're going to talk to Keke Harris and a couple of your defensive linemen later on, and they're over there. They're really running up.
They're over there eating.
Yeah, they're running up that. They all got a 12-ounce hamburger steak here at Melvin's. But Keke with a strip sack right here, and I believe it was Dante Matthews falling on the football after a great punt.
Yeah, that was huge.
From Alvernia, they got you.
Brian got us down there. We pinned them down there. Pinned them down there deep, coming out of the end zone right here. And, Keke comes off the center, comes off the block, and is able to swat the ball out of there. So
there's a good defensive play that sets up
for us.
That sets up a short Jalen Blackston 4-yard run.
Right. And then this is what Jalen can do. He's strong, he's powerful, he's thick, and those backs are hard to tackle.
Yep.
And so
first
glad
touchdown
we got
as a Tiger.
That's right.
A varsity Tiger.
That's right.
In Blackston right there. So looking forward to seeing what he continues to do for the Tigers this year. All right, a few more, Coach. And this was a big one. It's tied 26-26. Defense makes a good stop, and there's Caden Jones with a 59-yard punt return to the house.
I think probably one of the key blocks of this whole thing, and it's just because it was Jacoby Collins, okay? And what Jacoby does right here, we do a really good job of widening those guys trying to come down the field, and it's a middle return. And Jacoby doesn't block the guy in the back. He's right there on the side of him. Mm-hmm. He doesn't block the guy in the back. He scrapes paint like we talk about. We work the drill all the time. And, it's another prime example of why we coach what we do. And so you're able to show that on video. It's right there on about the 35-yard line.
Yep.
And again, it's a key block because he doesn't block the guy in the back. We don't get a penalty again, and so but it's just one of the drills that we do in the special teams to try to keep those guys, from getting penalties.
Yeah. And it's the crazy thing is we talked about we had some special teams, I guess blunders, if you will, early on, but it was special. But it was also special teams that comes up at the end,
came up big,
and came up big for you. So it's kind of an ebb and flow. I definitely want to get rid of the first part and keep the latter part. I know it makes coaches a little nervous. All right, a couple more here, Coach. Here's a big sack by Malik Grayson as Evangel's trying to mount a little comeback here, down 33-26.
Malik's the player of the game for us on defense, and there's nobody on our football team every day, day in, day out, that works any harder than Malik Grayson. Mm-hmm. I mean, I'm telling you, he's full speed. He's ever ready bunny. He just continues to go and go and go and go, and he does it in practice. That's why he's able to do it in the ball game and play like he does. I mean, if you just watch him, he never gets tired. I'm not going to say he doesn't get tired, but he don't ever stop running. He starts playing hard, and proud of him for doing those things.
All right, a couple more. Another pressure by Malik, and then Juju forces a fumble. This is in that last drive. This is a huge play.
Yeah, this is really big right here. Keeping him hemmed up down there. Mm-hmm. They had the ball 1st and 10. You
around
can see
11
it right there
12.
on the 10-yard line, 11-yard line, and then we end up getting them back here on about the 22 or 23, and then them
forces a 40-yard field goal attempt, which we're about to watch here. Yeah. And here's the final play from last Thursday, and it's blocked by Jacoby Collins.
Well,
busted right through that middle.
He did, and Jacoby, he's done it to us in practice, as well. And, again, another special teams play that is a positive, for us. So, but, it's something we work hard and we work protecting it, and
Yep.
we work trying to block it. So he does a good job.
Well, however you chalk it up, Coach, it's a Week 1 win.
W.
You're 1-0. Moving on.
Nobody's going to remember what that score was.
No. And
at the end of the day.
We're going to move on to Week 2, which will be Friday night. We'll talk more about that matchup versus Calvary when we return. The Tigers win last Thursday, 33-32 versus Evangel. All right, when we come back, we'll talk with John Kade Lawrence, who will come in here and take Coach's seat and allow him to get – looks like a hamburger steak you got over there, Coach. It's going to be good. But we appreciate you. If you got some time, come out to Melvin's and join us here tonight. We'll be back with more Tiger Talk right after this.
Hey, it's Misty Hodge with the Hodge Baruki Group, coming live to you from Bill Ruppel Stadium. In real estate, just like in football, you need a winning game plan.
And at the Hodge Baruki Group, we call the plays that get you to the goal line. Buying, selling, or dreaming, let me help you score your home this season. Go Tigers!
At Origin Bank, we understand the importance of community. That's why we're committed to the Northeast Louisiana Food Bank, providing meals to 25,000 of our neighbors across 12 parishes. Through their efforts, they provide about 6 million meals a year to those facing hunger in our area. Visit foodbanknela.org to learn more, sign up to volunteer, or donate to support their mission. Thanks so much to the Nela Food Bank for your community efforts and for partnering with us at Origin Bank.
Lily Joyce, Neville class of 2024. I drive a Nissan Rogue from Sparks. Go Tigers.
Vincent Ware, class of 2000, Sparks Nissan and Kia sales, Maxima driver. Go Tigers.
Kenya Dawson Bennett, Neville High School, class of 1993. I'm a proud Nissan Murano owner from Sparks Nissan. Go Tigers!
Our team knows the winning combination is always Neville Nation and Sparks Nissan Kia. Join the team today. Remember, hot deals start with Sparks.
It's about tradition, value, and community. We're Creed and Creed, and we're proud to call Northeast Louisiana home. Catherine and I raised our family here, we worship here, and we serve here. It's an honor to support the community that has given us so much. Tradition, value, and community. That's Creed and Creed. If you've been injured in an accident, call Creed and Creed today. Proudly serving this great community for over 25 years.
Around here, family is more than just a last name. It's who you show up for. For generations, the Compton family and Architects Windows and Doors has stood by this community with honesty, hard work, and a handshake you can trust. Because every window we design, every door we assemble, isn't just about your house. It's about your home. Family owned, community rooted, Architects Windows and Doors, a family business built for your family.
All right, Mr. Mayor, we are done.
Thank you, Doc.
Yes, sir. Miss Gwen's gonna get you all seated and ready to roll. Nothing to eat or drink for 3 to 4 hours.
Come on, Doc. I was hoping to get myself some po' boys and tamales.
No, Mr. Mayor, you can't do that. But if you could, where would you go?
We gotta go see Chris Lewis at Coney Island Connection.
Stop by Coney Island Connection, where you get more than just a chili cheeseburger and a chili cheese dog. I guarantee you won't be disappointed. Right here at Coney Island Connection.
I'm Dr. Scott Shelby with Family Solutions. When you hear the words Family Solutions, you may not know that we're a comprehensive, strength-based counseling and psychiatric clinic. Family Solutions provides psychiatric care, individual and couples therapy, child and adolescent counseling, psychological testing, medication management. We also provide occupational therapy, physical therapy, speech therapy, and ABA therapy in one convenient location. For more information on how we can help your family today, visit FamilySolutionsCounseling.org.
At St. Francis Health, we're focused on serving you with a dedication to excellence, innovation, clinical expertise, and respect for who you are as a person. As we turn our attention to the future, our commitment to Northeast Louisiana is at the center of how we move St. Francis forward. Our highly skilled team has one thing in mind: excellence in healthcare. It is our honor and our mission to serve you and this community. St. Francis, official healthcare partner of the Neville Tigers.
All right, welcome back. Segment 2 coming up for you here on Tiger Talk. This second segment here is brought to you by our good friends at Stat Home Care. Stat Home Care provides compassionate, reliable in-home health services tailored to your needs. We're live at Melvin's, as we are every Wednesday at 6:30. And tonight I'm joined by Neville Linebackers coach John Kade Lawrence. And I got it right this time.
Yeah,
the last time you were on, I talked about your brother. I made plenty of name.
I still hear
flubs.
plenty about that. So
I know. I think
I appreciate you doing that for me.
Yeah,
exactly. I'm sure he did.
Yeah, is what he did.
Money well spent.
Hey, but look, John Kade came to this program a few years ago, and here we are in 2025. This is a young man who played for this program and grew up in this program. And Coach Herndon talked so highly of you last week about dedication, kind of making the commitment to coming back and coaching these young men. And I know that everybody around here is glad to have you.
Well, he gives me more credit than I deserve. He's really the one pulling all the strings.
Yeah.
So I appreciate being around him.
Well, let's talk about your linebacking core.
Mm-hmm.
We had we were talking about it over the break. You have one of your backers had a lot of experience from last year. One had a little, and then the rest of the guys are fairly new. Why don't you take us through some of your key guys this year?
Yeah, that's right. So senior Dante Matthews, he got to play sparingly last year in parts games where he fit in. He's more of a run stopper than anything else. So games like Ruston and Sterlington, he kind of fit the mold for that. And then we have Jacoby Collins, who started as a sophomore, so he's a junior this year. He wears number 44. He's kind of the quarterback for us out there in the linebacking core anyway. He's the one that's kind of getting guys lined up and really knows the defense. He's almost like our captain out there for the linebackers anyway. So you're going to see a lot of him this year as well. And then a couple young guys that are getting in the mix now. Miles Reichart, he's number 42. You'll see him play a good bit. He rotates in there, especially in third and long, things like that. And then Pace Sclair. So those are 4 guys that we're counting on this year to play big minutes for us and just get better every week. So from week 1 to week 2, we got to clean up a bunch of mistakes. We did some good stuff, but we also got to clean up a bunch of mistakes. So, and then we got some young guys that are, contributing in other ways, like Will Wilkinson and Emery Miniweather. So those guys are learning right now, and that's the biggest thing. They're learning the defense, learning what we want them to do, how to do it. And once they do what they're coached to do, everything's going to be all right.
Well, I mean, when you get down to this defense, it's technicalities will make a difference. That's not the right word. But being technical is what you're trying to do. Coach Collins was talking about technique, and, that last week it kind of showed there were guys that were not in the right spot where they needed to be, not where they were coached to be. And then, but once those corrections were made, things kind of got a little bit easier for them.
One of the biggest things in Coach Collins' defense, Coach Wise's defense, is it's a team approach. There's a team approach to tackling. You got to trust that the guy next to you is going to do his job. If you can't trust that guy to do his job, and then other people start mowing each other's grass, that's when we have issues. You got to do your job, and you do it 100%, and you trust the guy next to you is going to do the same thing, and that's when we make plays.
It's forcing people into pressure.
Absolutely.
Doing things. If you got to be in this spot to let this guy make the tackle and then being able to
– If I got the A gap and he's got the B gap, you better trust that he's going to have the B gap and you play your A gap. We both end up in the B gap, we're going to be in trouble.
That's right. So it's just one of those things. It's been successful for many, many years when done correctly. Right?
Hey, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
That's right. Well, you also been helping out with the strength and conditioning side of things, and that seems to be you've got a gift for that. Talk about maybe your role as it's either been expanding or what you do to help out Coach Herndon there in the weight room.
Yeah, so I just do what I can. Anything that Coach Herndon needs at any time is where I'm trying to get in and get better. Guys like him and Coach Al Miller that I got to spend some time with, especially my first 2 years, have just molded me, helping me understand what we want, what we need to see. I know y'all talked about some of the technology things that we have, but really what gets you to be a better strength coach is surrounding yourself with guys who know what they're talking about and guys who have been through it and seen it. What actually makes an athlete superior to another? How do you develop a kid coming from 8th grade and turn him into, 14 to 18 years old? Those are developmental years for guys. And so how do you take a kid that's underdeveloped and turn him into a player by the time he's a sophomore, junior, senior? So, just going in every day, trying to learn something and keeping the kids first.
Well, and it's been a tradition at Neville. You see those kids when they show up as those little wide-eyed, freshmen, pre-frosh, and then they turn in, and you look at them 3 or 4 years later, and then it's a totally different kid, and that's part of the process that you have in here. All right. Well, while we had it, we're gonna let you do a few nice things. Your family's here with you tonight. Why don't you introduce a couple of people?
So I got my
wife,
Sarah Morgan. She's over there with our son, who was born in October. His name's John Michael. My parents are here, Brad and Amy Lawrence, and then my amazing mother-in-law, Susan Civils. So we got the whole crew here tonight.
Well, great job. You passed
everybody.
Right? Colors, man, you did.
Okay,
You're just making sure you didn't
leave
anybody out. Well, look, we're glad to have you here at Neville, and especially for your family has got a long history with the Neville Tigers all the way around, and we're just happy to be able to celebrate it here at Tiger Talk. And we thank you for everything that you've done.
Wouldn't want to be anywhere else.
All right, everybody. John Kade Lawrence. When we come back, we will have, I think, every defensive lineman we got over there. There's a few of them. There's a squad of them. So they're on deck. We'll be talking to 7 guys next week, right? So we'll for our next segment. So stay tuned for that. It's going to be interesting. I can promise you that. All right, folks. We'll be right back. Right after this, you're watching Tiger Talk on the Neville Tiger Network and listening to it on Sunny 98.3.
Imagine having a beautiful smile that carries you through all stages of life, and that beautiful smile begins at Caples & Robinson Orthodontics. To further enhance our patient experience and care, Dr. Caples and Dr. Robinson welcome Dr. Cammie Laird as a new member of the Caples & Robinson practice. And with over 56 years of combined practice, we are the most experienced orthodontic group in Northeast Louisiana. We use the latest advancements in orthodontic technology, including the Damon Ultima system for braces, and Spark aligners that are customized to fit your life, not the other way around. Our doctors and staff will make sure you have the best experience possible on your journey to a straighter smile. That includes faster and more comfortable treatment that will give you a smile you'll be proud to wear. Ready to get started? Contact Caples & Robinson Orthodontics today at 318-325-9655 and take the first step towards a confident smile.
Hey Tiger fans, craving something delicious? Swing by the Sonic Drive-In on North 18th Street in Monroe for the ultimate drive-in experience. From classic burgers and crispy tots to slushes and frozen treats, we've got it all. And here's the best part. We're proud to support Neville High School athletics. Whether you're fueling up after the big game or cheering on our Tigers, Sonic is your go-to spot for great food and community spirit. Come see us today, where every order supports our local champions.
Growing up in Northeast Louisiana, I was raised on neighbors helping neighbors, the spirit of entrepreneurship and good food, something we know a lot about at Coney Island Connection. We've turned those values into our mission. We believe giving back with a lot of food and lots of love has the power of bringing people together. We're more than a restaurant, we're family, and with your support, we're changing lives one meal at a time. Thank you for helping us to become known as a small business with a big heart.
If you were just in a car crash, the insurance company could already be calling you. Don't talk to them, talk to us. The call is free, and the difference could mean going into debt or getting the settlement you deserve. Pick up the phone and call us right now. Don't wait. Call Creed & Creed, 387-5800. You can count on Creed & Creed. Call today, 387-5800. Remember, Creed & Creed is all you need.
Call David's Mobile Detail and Power Wash for all your detailing and power washing needs and soft washing capabilities too. They detail cars, trucks, ATVs, UTVs, boats, and even planes. They offer commercial and residential hot water power washing on nearly all surfaces, including concrete, wood, and stucco. Give them a call, 547-3233, or visit them online at davidsmobiledetail.com or stop by 2501 Washington Street in Monroe. David's Mobile Detail and Wash, proud supporter of Neville Tiger football.
Mama DeLuca's pizzas are custom made, fresh to order right in front of you. We offer 3 different sizes of pizzas, 9, 12, or 14 inch. Mama DeLuca's pizza is prepared to your order. The pizza cooks in less than 3 minutes. We have 16 different toppings to choose from, 8 unique sauces to complete your pizza. In addition to pizzas, we offer to our customers boneless wings with your choice of a dipping sauce. Mama DeLuca's Pizza offers delicious garlic Parmesan breadstick, freshly made to order pasta bowls. We're Mama DeLuca's Pizza in the Subway on Lammy Lane, and we hope to see you soon.
Sleepy Hollow Furniture and the Falk family proudly support our Neville Tigers. Just like the wide variety of athletics and academics Neville excels in, Sleepy Hollow offers your premium mattresses and adjustable bases, every kind of home furniture, and just in time for your favorite season, quality in-stock patio furniture ready for the big game. Come shop your Neville Tiger family at Sleepy Hollow Furniture.
Welcome back, everybody, as we've made just enough room for these defensive linemen to come in, and we're going to get to that quick interview here for you in just a second, but not before. I'd like to thank our good friend Jeff Guerrero at Warrior Media, new owner over there at our home station. You see Sunday 98.3, where you can listen to Neville Tiger games every Friday night, as well as Tiger Talk here on Sunday 98.3. And they got 103 Rocks as well as Magic 106.1 FM. Okay. All right. I don't know if Melvyn has any more food left, as these guys have been on the other side chowing down, but we're going to get going here. So we're going to start with number 9. All these guys are seniors. This is the defensive lineman. But Malik, man, you had a pretty good breakout game in week 1. Talk about playing, maybe having to come from behind a little bit, what you guys had to do to step up as a defense to allow your offense to make a little charge.
So we just thought we went out, had a game plan, and it was kind of short at first, but then we had to go talk second half and came out with a game plan. It was better than what it was.
It definitely showed out there, and the aggressiveness kind of ramped up there as the game went on. And anytime you get to a week 1, sometimes things happen, and it's how you bounce back from them. Kiki, you had a great strip sack there in the end zone, a pivotal game, or close to the end zone, a pivotal point in last night's game. What kind of drives you to make plays like that? We've seen that a few times from you over the last couple of years.
Just my work ethic and want to be better for myself and my teammates and playing for the people that on the field with me.
Well, you definitely heard Coach Lawrence talk about that team defense, right, as we work through here. It's everybody doing their job to allow other people to be successful. They don't run just one play over and over again, do they, Jordan? So talk a little bit about this. You know, your brother comes through here, and now you've been an integral part of this Tiger defense after these past couple of years. Talk about your growth as a player here coming into your senior year.
It's been great, you know, being able to come to my brother's alma mater. And I've really grown as a player, and I just want to thank my coaches, really. And I still got more to learn.
You do, but it's definitely paying off for you on the field. All right, Chase, you know, talk a little bit about what it means to you, like this senior season for you as being coming through this program, and what this year is going to mean to you, what you're looking forward to most in 2025.
What I'm looking forward to most in 2025 is just being grateful for the fact that I'm here, and, you know, a lot of kids don't get to see senior year. You know, we experienced some of that with Tarver, and it was a big hurdle for us to get over, and I'm just grateful to be here and being able to play this team for 4 years.
Definitely very fortunate. You know, these young men put in a whole lot of hard work throughout many summers, and it's all going to culminate this year, and I want everybody to keep that in mind as you come to these games and you cheer on these young men each and every Friday night. All right, let's see. So as Isaac, You're up next. You're up next. I'm sorry, as I'm doing it. So Isaac, I'm glad all of y'all are taller than me because it makes it a little bit better. So I won't get in front of you right there. All right, Isaac, tell me what your favorite part about being a part of this football team is.
The practices actually, like being around the D-line, the coaches too, Coach Courtney too as well. We be having bad practices, but we learn from our mistakes, and that's it.
Well, you definitely look forward to growing as players and young men. Coach Courtney's been an integral part of you guys. As the big, he's been a D-line coach here for a while. He wasn't a bad one himself. He doesn't tell y'all that very often, does he? No, he's working with y'all, trying to get y'all to be the best guys y'all can be. Okay, these two. You told me you didn't want to go first, so you're going fifth. Will that be all right? All right, Benjamin. Coming through here, you've got a family history here at Neville as well. Talk about maybe what your favorite part of getting through here to your senior year is.
Well, definitely getting through my senior year, it's being able to witness everything that my 4 siblings in front of me did for themselves. And I played the last 3 years on offense, and now I've switched to defense. And it's just good seeing that not just my position group on O-line was a brotherhood, but it's the whole team. It's all a brotherhood together. And I enjoy seeing that the past 4 years.
Good answer. Good answer right there. All right. Let's see. We're setting. This is the record setter for the most people interviewed at once on Tiger Talk here as we get here. Joshua by. See, you thought I was going to mess that up, didn't you? Whose twin brother Jacob had an injury and is helping out in other ways with the football team this year. But Joshua, man, you've been around here. I've been watching you play football with Davis and a few of these guys for the last few years. Talk about maybe a little bit about what maybe that injury that your brother had, but then what that's done to motivate you to be your best self here this senior year.
I feel like my brother being injured, it kind of drives me into a way because I got injured last year, my sophomore year going to my junior year, and I feel like him missing out his senior season is kind of hurt him a little bit. So I'm just gonna hopefully help these guys win games.
Well, that's it. I mean, it's never hard. It's part of the game. But I'm glad you've recovered from yours. I remember when that happened, and I'm glad you're back out there on the field. All right, guys, we got a few minutes, not many minutes left. So we got rapid fire questions. Okay, and we're gonna go. Let's see. How about your favorite teacher at Neville?
Coach Courtney.
Coach Courtney. All right. Favorite subject?
ELA.
ELA. All right, right there. And let's see. Favorite thing at lunch?
Probably pizza.
Pizza. That's not bad. Okay. Favorite thing in the. Let's say the vending machine.
The jalapeno poppers.
Jalapeno poppers. Okay. All right. Let's see if we get out of that. Let's see. Which one of your favorite administrators up there at Neville? Doesn't have to be the utmost. We just name a good one.
Yeah. Mr. Hanks.
Mr. Hanks? Mr. Hanks. All right. There you go. All right. Let's see. Favorite part of a pep rally? Benjamin.
Definitely the end, the alma mater.
The alma mater. All right. Okay, Jacob, your last one. Let's see. Favorite part of practice?
Team. I say team.
Team? Right there. All right. Pretty good, guys. I think y'all did much better answering than I did asking. All right. Well, look, a nice round of applause for these young men up here. And you see we've got keep producing great young men here in this football program at Neville High School, and it shows when we interview, give them a chance to get interviewed here on Tiger Talk. But we appreciate all you guys for coming out, and hope you enjoyed your meal here at Melvin's, and we look forward to seeing y'all all perform at your best here on Friday night. Good luck to y'all. All right. Hey, stay with us. When we return, we'll bring Coach Collins back. put him in the hot seat. We'll talk to him about these Calvary Cavaliers that are coming to town Friday. You're not going to want to miss that. So stay with us. We'll be right back after this with more Tiger Talk.
Catherine Joyce, Neville High School class of 1998, Sparks customer. Go Tigers!
Amaya Dawson, Neville High School class of 2019, owner of a Nissan Sentra from Sparks Nissan. Go Tigers.
Will Shelby, class of 97, Sparks GM, Titan driver. Go Tigers!
Our team knows the winning combination is always Neville Nation and Sparks Nissan Kia. Join the team today. Remember, hot deals start with Sparks.
Hi, I'm Chris Lewis, the proud owner of Coney Island Connection. For nearly 20 years now, we've served the Oklamis with our fast, friendly service and our famous chili cheeseburgers and our famous chili cheese dogs. Well, the chili is homemade. I'm asking you to stop by today and give us a try. We also serve hot tamales, roast beef po' boy, fried pickles, and much more. We even serve funnel cake fries here at Coney Island Connection on the corner of North 7th and Arkansas Road.
At Marion State Bank, we're committed to the growth of our community, starting with education. From elementary to high school and beyond, we invest in the growth of our students. Because strong roots begin with empowered minds, from local classrooms to high school athletics, and supporting college dreams. Marion State Bank, rooted in education and local athletics. Member FDIC and equal housing lender.
Hi, I'm Christian Creed with Creed & Creed. Whether it's on the field or in the courtroom, you deserve a team that won't back down. So if you've been injured in an accident, make the right call to your local legal team at Creed & Creed and let us help you win today. Let's go Tigers, and remember, home field advantage matters. Call Creed & Creed today. Proudly serving our great community for over 30 years. We are your local injury attorneys.
Hi, I'm Chris Lewis. Here at Coney Island Connection, we believe in giving back and showing a lot of love, and it's all made possible because of you. Thank you for making Coney Island Connection a small business with a big heart.
At Jim Taylor Buick GMC, we bring our A-game every day, delivering a home run experience for you, like the thrill of sinking the game-winning shot or finding just the right vehicle for you. Whatever drives you when you shop with Jim Taylor, we put you in the starting lineup. Visit us online at jimtaylorbuickgmc.com or in Monroe, where we are professional grade, and we never stop working for you.
For over 50 years, Cartown has been servicing Northeast Louisiana, and the Neville Tigers have been a huge part of our growth. And for that, Cartown Tires and Service would like to say, go Tigers!
Taco Bandito. I cook and service at Speedo at Taco Bandito.
Taco Bandito on Forsyth Avenue in Monroe and Warren Drive at Cypress Street in West Monroe.
A sandwich with soup. No, salad.
With Nuke's Pick 3, satisfy all your cravings. Sandwich salad soup, sandwich soup mac, sandwich sandwich sandwich. Such possibilities from $12.99.
Nuke's, extra with every bite.
Imagine a world filled with love, laughter, and happiness. At the Tarver Braddock Foundation, we believe in the power of kindness. Inspired by Tarver's joyful spirit, we spread smiles through random acts of kindness. Join us in making the world a brighter place. Visit tarverbraddockfoundation.org to learn more and make a difference today. The Tarver Braddock Foundation. Share a smile, spread the love, and thank you for your support.
All right, everybody, welcome back. We've reached our final segment here on Tiger Talk, and we're here live at Melvin's Restaurant like we are every Wednesday night at 6:30. But we'd also like to thank one of our fourth quarter sponsors. This is another good guy, Joey Trappe, and his team over there at Traps and the Field House. So another good place.
Yeah.
A couple of them in here that support local athletics, just like this place, Melvin's, as well. So he's definitely – former ULM player and just an all-around good guy. So we thank him for his sponsorship of Tiger Talk here. All right, Coach. You know, we've been Shreveport teams have come in here. Calvary was a late replacement last year.
Yeah.
And we went over there. I believe that was because Southside had to. Something was going on.
There was a hurricane.
Hurricane. That's right. That's right.
They would not let them travel or do anything, and obviously you don't blame them. I mean, got a hurricane coming, so they're trying to get prepared. They're trying to evacuate, trying to figure out where it's going to be and all that. So, anyway, just so happened that Coach Guin and them were playing Westgate,
and they got
they got canceled. And they're, Southside and Westgate are about 10 miles apart. So anyway, Rodney called and said, "Hey, Coach, you guys want to play?" I said, "We need a game. We'll play."
Yeah.
And so then we got together after the season was over, and I called Coach Curtis at Southside, and then he called the coach at Westgate, and we just kind of got it all worked out where those two weren't going to play each other with the old staffs at the school. They didn't, whatever reason, they weren't going to play each other. So anyway, we worked it out, and they're going to play each other, and then us and Calvary are going to continue to play. So, I mean, Rodney is a really, really good football coach. Did a great job at Houghton for years.
Yeah.
He retired from the public school system and, is now at Calvary and, has coached some really good players and continues to coach some really good teams and players. And they do a fine job over there and, in Shreveport. And then one of my ex-players is the defensive coordinator there, Mark Miller. And Mark was a really good player for me at Monroe. And so he's the defensive coordinator and does a good job there with their defense. So, it's kind of funny, we've 2 weeks in a row now, two of my ex-players, both linebackers, are both defensive coordinators at the two schools that we're playing against. So, it's kind of fun to see those guys and see them, in the profession. That's what makes me the proudest is that they're in the profession and, at their particular school. And, so, glad to see those guys doing this.
They're doing well. Calvary, a perennial powerhouse there in the 2A level, but, I mean, that's really not it. We saw that with last year. It was a 42-38 win, a game that went back and forth. You had, in fact, the young man, the head coach there at Huntington, his son was the running back that was a commit to Texas.
That's right.
And he's gone.
John Simon's son.
And then Abram Mardell was, I believe, the quarterback.
He was.
Who's gone. And then they had the receiver that was Louisiana Tech.
Yep, he did.
They get a transfer in from Captain Shreves.
They're starting quarterback. Yeah.
If you know, this is Captain Shreve who beat Ouachita last year, who had a decent run in the playoffs. Calvary is no slouch for a 2A team, and they run an up-tempo offense, and definitely going to be a challenge for you.
They don't have 2A players.
That's right.
Let's put it like that.
That's right.
They got good football players. They're well coached, that's the thing that is helps us, I think, down the road. We're playing very, very good teams. I don't care what level they're at. We're playing the best at their level. And, it helps us down the road because, we're having to play 4 full quarters, in every ball game. So I think it gets us prepared for our district, which is obviously, again, I'll say it a million more times, the toughest district in the state. And, and then they're a tremendous opponent. And, we'll have to play well. We'll have to clean up mistakes. We can't have nearly the penalties that we had in the ball game. Another thing that set us back, anytime you start behind the sticks and on offense, it just makes it tougher and tougher. It's hard enough to move the football anyway, but then when you make mistakes and that adds to it, it exasperates the whole problem, and it's tough. So we got to clean that up, and then, we've got to clean up a couple of defensive things, defensive mistakes that we made that cost us penalties. Worked really hard with our 2 corners, this week of, we say don't panic, whenever the ball's thrown deep. Just you got to read the receiver's eyes and his hands and understand when you're in phase and when you're out of phase. And Coach Campbell and Coach Cole done a great job of those guys this week of, working those things and working those reps so that we can cut out the pass interference calls that we had. It's just going to happen, because we play aggressive football, and those things are going to happen. You know it. Well, we try to make sure that they don't, but, there are times when they do. And, and so just one of those things. And then, then I can't get a penalty on the sideline either. So
You're out there tripping those
Yeah.
side judges.
Well,
Coach?
I mean,
it was we were talking about it in the booth. It was maybe the first game I've ever seen where you had penalty, like two of those calls
Two of them, one
on
on
either
us, one on
side,
them,
and we looked at it. It was incidental. It was not. It was nothing intentional or malicious or anything else. But
Right.
it's definitely a rarity that you see. But they were week one for everybody.
Well, I think the thing about it is it's like I called the head of officials. I said, okay, what constitutes a warning compared to the penalty? And he said, Coach, if he touches you, it's a penalty. It's a penalty.
And it's a safety issue for the officials and for everybody else.
Well,
to some
go back and look at it.
I'm just the point of the point of the rule. But
it
yes,
is.
I mean, both, and the one for you,
it is.
and the one against there, it was both just kind of. It wasn't anything out of the ordinary. Maybe it's something that they're trying to look at a little bit.
Yeah,
further.
it is. And so, I just got to do a better job of figuring out where, and I've tried to stay behind the ball in that way. The only way it gets me is if it's a change of possession.
Exactly.
Turnover. Just so happened Greg was on our sideline. I was trying to get him lined up, and I guess I got out there too far.
Hey, well.
It is what it is, so.
Well, Coach, it worked out all right last week, and we'll work on that too. We talk about adjustments, right?
Yeah,
we got to make some adjustments there on the Neville sideline.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So, Coach, we got a lot of stuff, but before we do, let's talk about our Origin Bank players of the game.
Well, we had Jamarian Robeson, our offensive player of the game. J-Rob, scored 3 touchdowns, ran for 100-something yards, did a tremendous job, catches the ball out of the backfield. He does a lot of everything, and then Malik, I can't say enough about Malik. I think he had 5 solos, 3 assists,
numerous pressures.
I think 3 hurries. I don't know. Stats can go on and on, but he had a lot to do with us disrupting the timing of the quarterback and his ability to be able to throw the ball. So, again, pleased with him just because of the way he practices. He practices like he plays, and again, that's what we try to get everybody to do.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's going to be a good one coming up here this Friday night. Got a lot of things going on up at the school. I know we're selling tickets.
Yep.
We'll be out there tomorrow. Tell everybody.
Selling tickets from 4 to 7 at the ticket office. What we're trying to do is cut down a line. I heard there was a line on Friday night, and so we don't want that to happen again. So we'll sell tickets from 4 to 7 at the ticket booth there on the end of the stadium. Then Friday morning, we'll sell them from 8:30 to 10:30.
Right after the pep rally.
Right after the pep rally. Miss Pam Jones, who does a tremendous job for us in the season tickets, Miss Kathy Hart. I think both of them are here tonight.
Yeah,
they always come, and they do a great job for us, and they work for nothing. So
that's a heck of a deal. And they do a great job. The ladies and everybody that's involved.
They only sell on Fridays. Last week our school board took up money at the game. And they'll do it again this week, handled the money at the game. So, again, that's what we'll sell. We're trying to eliminate any kind of line that you might have. So we're selling tickets from 4 to 7 on Thursday. It's a ticket booth.
Yep. Well, okay, Coach. Let's see. Pep rally, I think the theme is Under the Sea, if you're out there watching that. So get whatever you can do with all of that. I know that it's ready to go. I don't know. Before we go, I want to talk about last week and the Hollywood deal. And I don't know if y'all caught this, but it was a heck of a clip, and it's going to be a meme for a while. I know your players have passed this around, but a heck of a job on the talent show, walking out with the Bengals.
Yeah.
You know, how do they talk you into doing that? Or what do they hold over your head?
Miss Jessica Smith owes me big time for that. 100%.
Well, you did a good job.
Yeah. I did, didn't I?
I thought you did. It's always good to have a little fun, especially here in those pep rallies. And if you had never been to one, you need to get to one. They start at 7:40.
They do
there, and they got plenty of room up there in the balcony. So,
they do. Our whole spirit group. I'm talking about
band,
the band, the Bengals, the cheerleaders, the Tigerettes. You know, everybody that's involved in that whole scenario. They just do a tremendous job for us. Period. All our spirit groups do. Not only at the pep rally, but at ball games and everything else. And, you know, I couldn't be more proud of them. You know, Mike Tabone is our new band leader. He's done a tremendous job with our band as well. And, you know, I mean, it takes everybody to make the production, and they do a tremendous job with all of it.
Well, they definitely do. Check one out if you can make it. If not, you can watch it right here on the Neville Tiger Network. All right, Coach. Great job. Good luck this week Friday night versus the Calvary Cavaliers. We want your rear ends in the seats and to be loud here this Friday night. Support these young men and women and everybody else that puts on football Friday nights here at Bill Ripple Stadium. Thanks for your time, and thanks to Melvin's Restaurant for always being a gracious host with their staff. I appreciate everybody who's come out, and we'll see you Friday night when we're back on the air on Sunday 98.3 in the Neville Tiger Network for Neville versus Calvary. That's at 7 o'clock. Good night, everybody.